people.
It's your country boy,
And your city girl,
Eric
Candy Lane.
of E Squared.
Yes.
Yes, where we are giving people the tools they need to develop and maintain healthy relationships. Yes,
Absolutely.
this is our uh, HealTHY relationship series.
Yes.
We do every Thursday.
Absolutely. And if you have been joining us for the last few weeks, you know that we have been going in on some very, very interesting topics. And I think some of those topics you can probably find yourself in because I know we did.
Yes, hands down. Hands
Especially.
down. Yes.
Okay, that won't be an especially, but
So look, so we're talking about destructive behaviors. Tonight we're talking about sarcasm. Anybody out there sarcastic?
Well, now.
Is sarcasm good or bad?
That's a good question. Is it healthy?
Is it healthy? How can it be good?
How can it be? Oh, and I think that deserves nice conversation. Yep. Over a glass of
bubbly.
Okay, bubbly, whatever you.
What you was going to say?
I was going to say something different than what you said.
Okay, that's Colorosa Red, all right though.
It is. You like that?
Yes.
I pulled that out just for you, babe.
Yes.
So if you, of course, have your whatever drink that you like, right? You know how we do it. Grab it and bring it on over and join in. Yes. Get our little sip on. Woo! All right. Gave me a look.
Kool-Aid.
Had a little tinge there.
Tinge on it.
Yes, but it's all good. So thank you for joining us. Thank you. Yes, John Nash. Hey,
What's
mighty
up,
man.
Good peoples?
Yes. Good to see you.
There's some action, huh? You ready for some action?
You ready for some action?
Rodney, what's going on, brother?
Rodney, yes. Thank y'all for joining us.
Nash was saying no, sarcasm can't be good.
It's not good.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get others' input because some people feel like it is still good.
Rodney say,
What
how about over 40 ounces? We talking about sarcasm. I don't think over 40 ounces is gonna be good.
But John, I think you're definitely onto something because we're talking about healthy. So yes, you're on it, sir.
Right. I want to. You know what? Before we even get started, I got to give a shout out to the girls. They are excellent, all of them, as our moderators.
Yes. Y'all see me. Pause. And applause.
Woo! Yes, these young ladies are awesome. We're thankful for them, even those who have provided the cameras and all of that good stuff.
Yes. I birthed those girls. I birthed those ladies. I'm just saying. So they are.
Yes, you did.
I did.
We're not going to, take any credit. We're not going to credit monger.
We're not?
No, we're not going to monger credit.
Okay. You're not.
Right. All right. We're trying to let everybody in. Let me see.
Yes.
We're good in the YouTube universe. Yes. How's my sound, you guys? We good on my sound?
Okay. So the other camera, we're not heard on the other camera.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for that, moderators.
Yes.
So we'll try and do a quick troubleshoot on that. My domestic engineer, who does a wonderful job. Let's hear from my domestic engineer. He is amazing. Pause and applause. What? Yes. It's you, babe. It's you.
Thanks.
We're team.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
so y'all know what to do. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sound on that.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
No, we good. I know what it is.
Okay.
That caused that. I
Gotcha.
didn't have the microphone on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I don't like the quality on that microphone. So, anyway.
Gotcha. You know what to do.
Yes.
Y'all share this, tag somebody, and make sure that they, who will need this information. As we're sharing these tips, we're sharing this information about how we can heal our relationships, right?
Yes.
And that means how we can have healthy relationships.
Yes.
So destructive behaviors are where we're going, and we've got a couple more, only a few more that we're going to deal with.
Yeah, we're going to deal with a couple, and but these were the main ones. What did we go over last week?
Last week was yours. Last week was okay. Last week, what was it? Mine?
Yes, it was yours.
Well, I won't own it. I'm not going to own that.
Why are you not going to own it?
Because that's not who I am.
No, but that was your default. Is that not your default?
But
no, I understand progress and getting better.
There you go.
And everything.
Yes.
But own it. It's the truth, not the truth. The truth.
Okay, so last week was martyrdom.
Yes.
So if you are in the room or you know someone who has suffered at the hands of martyrdom, they can vouch with me that it is, it's a pattern of behavior, and it is negative.
It's destructive. Say that word.
It is
negative and destructive. No, destructive is destructive.
Okay, thank you, sir. But the week before that, what did we talk about?
Yeah, so now we deflected again. We talked about what I would normally do and what a lot of men do.
And what
that
is
is stonewall. Right?
There you go.
Stonewalling. Anytime you stonewall, you have
Come on, mighty man. Where my brother's at?
Okay, well, we don't need a cheerleader. We don't need a cheerleader.
What you say? Own it.
Yeah, and I am. But
I'm trying to help you coming in too.
Coming in, co-signing and going on.
Well, anyway, so we've talked about stonewalling. I think that's where we started, right? And then we, of course, martyrdom. See, so this is what we're showing. How about this? Both of us put ourselves on the chopping block, so to speak. First, we're letting you know that we are in this together, right? Though, many times people have said, oh, y'all relationship looks so wonderful and amazing. And it is, right, honey?
Yes, it is an amazing.
Yes.
By choice. On my Facebook page, I say, I'm a lover choosing to love.
Absolutely,
right?
I like that.
A lover choosing to love. And this is where we at. We gotta, it's a choice. What we gonna do?
It is. Purposeful.
Suffer at
intentional.
What? What's that, John, about suffering?
Suffering at the hands of martyrdom. So if you've ever been in a relationship with someone who was a martyr or who exemplified the behaviors of being a martyr, right? So, that could look like, woe is me because, this is happening because I have all of these children that you gave me, I'm late because, I was still cooking for all these children you get, not teasing, but really, so it's, we have different behaviors.
Oh, they're already in your little bag there. All your little.
So that's what we mean.
Mark and D, what's the word? Mark and D. Good to see you. Good to see you. Please break down the definition of what you mean or talking about. How we gonna do, John? That's what we're gonna do, Nash.
Yes, we did that last week. We're gonna have you go back and look at that last video.
Yeah,
that last video.
Yeah. So and literally, that's what we got right here.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So, Lane, you wanna let's define this whole situation.
All right.
All right. Let me see.
Yes. So of course,
Uh-oh. All right.
and I will put my lookers on. Okay,
All right.
all good.
Yeah, we're gonna let that ride.
Okay.
We gotta change it. We gotta change it up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Can you hear us, moderators? Let us know if the sound is good.
Yeah, they can hear us.
Okay. All right. So of course tonight we are talking about sarcasm, right? And sarcasm, of course, in general, it can be described as, when a person is basically using indirect uh, words, right? So they're saying things indirectly, but they actually have an angle to it, and they may be trying to get a reaction or trying to, be cause some form of drama, right? So we've seen this now on in layman's terms. It's simply just where a person is really looking at bringing you, kind of cutting you a little bit. I'm gonna say this because I'm trying to get a message across, and I'm gonna cut with my message, right? So sarcasm is what we're talking about tonight, and it is one of the top uh, ways that, of course, statistics prove that actually really destroy relationships.
But wait a minute. So now, I mean, if I want to have a good sense of humor in a relationship, right?
Okay.
And sometimes sarcasm can be used in that manner.
Definitely.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So if
so you want to know when is the tipping point?
Yeah, when is when is sarcasm? So because sometimes it would be funny. Somebody give me an example in the chat. Give me an example of what a something that's sarcastic
Mm-hmm.
is funny,
Mm-hmm.
but it does no harm.
Mm. That's interesting.
That's what I want to say. We're gonna come back to it in the chat. But we had a situation today where I used some sarcasm. Uh, uh, why you looking away?
I'm giving attention to the other camera over here.
But anyway, but
Suffering at the
you know
hands
what
of
had happened?
sarcasm.
No. Who suffered? I was suffering at the hands of
Was
sarcasm.
it you?
Yeah, because I diffused it with sarcasm. You made mention of something about my driving, and I say, and the vision of that statement was what? Did you accomplish? Did you accomplish that vision? Was that vision accomplished?
Yeah.
What was it that you said?
I can't recall.
It was something.
I can't.
My wife swear up and down. Now I've been driving for her for 27 years.
And yes, you have.
20? No, how many years?
27.
What kind of years?
It's been 27 wonderful years.
Yeah, and safe years.
Okay.
Have you been?
But by the grace.
Okay.
No.
That's a lot of good grace. Anyway.
Oh my.
I did, and we both, busted our laugh. She's like, "Where did you thought that? Where that come from? That's new."
Yeah, it was a good comeback. It was a good comeback.
So it wasn't anything. If you want in the relationship, I'm not trying to tear it down, and I know she wasn't trying to tear me down.
Yes.
Any relationship, if you want to get instant conflict, set a steering wheel in front of man and woman.
And instantly you will have
instant conflict. They could be lovey-dovey, all is fine, all is well.
Yes, that is true.
But put a steering wheel. Mario Kart.
A Mario Kart.
I don't went back to the Wii. Put a Wii Mario Kart steering wheel in front of
Yep.
And you have instant conflict.
Oh.
It's going to happen. It's going down.
Yes.
Right?
D'Antonio. Hey, mighty man. Yes, but that is true. And so you're right. So many times we've grown up, some of us may have grown up where we were in families where sarcasm was the norm.
Mm-hmm.
And so many times, like what John Nash said earlier, he mentioned how, it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
How do we deal with when, there's family of origin, right? Where people, families just were sarcastic, and that was their norm. That was the way that they communicated.
That was how they communicated.
Yeah.
And they say you're married to somebody like that. What's up with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I need some moderators to help me out with blocking this person right here.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, moderators.
Yep.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
All right. So it's going down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Well, so and we know that can be complicated, right?
Right.
To be married to someone who grew up in a family of origin where sarcasm was the norm. And so they can use it, like you say, in humorous ways.
Right.
Right. So
indirect ways.
Indirect, absolutely, because that's what sarcasm is, right? It's a way that that people are indirect, right, with what they may feel underlying, right? And so you have to be careful of that. But yeah, it is one of the things that we definitely want to encourage, that even if you grew up in a family where that was the norm, right, to begin to recognize that it is a destructive behavior. If it's a pattern that leads to where we're going next with the topic, which is hurt, and it begins to damage the other person, right? So keep that in mind. And it's like you say, sometimes people use it as a polite way too to criticize, right? Like, for instance, what I did this morning with your driving was a polite way of simply.
That's what it was.
It was a polite way of, you know.
So okay, so these say, thank God Mark drives an 18-wheeler, can't reach back. We don't play the song. You want to argue, breaks up quickly and laugh every time.
Yes, that's it, D. Yes.
How you manage, right?
That's a great example. I
posted something today, and for some reason on Facebook, for some reason the thing didn't continue to play. The reel didn't continue to play, but I told her, say, relationships are messy. It's how you clean up. That's why we're going over these destructive behaviors.
That is
so you can learn how to clean up the situation. Yeah. Antonio says, passive aggressive person, safe space.
Oh, they passive aggressive. They save face.
Safe space.
Oh, passive aggressive persons.
Talk to me a little bit more on that.
Safe space. Yeah.
So some people can.
It's a safe place. Is that what you're saying?
I guess one, it was a safe space with us.
Oh, okay.
Even with Mark and D, they know what she said. He can't reach back. She must be chilling in the back of the back cab. That ain't right. Sleep riding. Your sister is a sleep rider right here. I drive cross country. Sister girl is out. I have no companionship whatsoever on the road.
I wouldn't say whatsoever.
All of y'all be just.
Well, that's a compliment, right? That's a compliment. Okay, so yeah, if you are looking at sarcasm in your relationship, it's being aware. I think it's become teaching ourselves and training ourselves, right, to be more aware of when we are being hurtful.
Yeah, because in general, it's basically, something like you said, passive aggressive. It's indirect, information. It is the intention.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Trying to get a reaction is a lot of times it's a jab. Am I right? Am I right, somebody?
You're trying to cut. You're trying to do that nice little undercut.
Right.
Right. And many times it's even based off of a true feeling.
Right.
Of the person that's being sarcastic.
Right.
Right. So, I may be joking about Eric's driving, right? But that's a bad example. I probably shouldn't use, but
because I don't know why you would even consider,
Yeah, I mean,
who got the most accidents under their belt?
Don't do it. Accidents that were not my fault. But anyway,
who got the most tickets?
America, not my fault.
I'm just trying to figure out who got the most tickets.
Tickets?
Yes.
Okay.
Tickets.
This is
okay. No, say it.
This is being destructive right here. Destructive behavior. John says
Prove
the
it the
only
truth.
way to control sarcasm is through self-discipline.
Self-discipline.
You better say that. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Self-awareness and self-discipline. Thank you, John.
Hands down.
Yeah. We've got to be able
All
to
right, D'Antonio
recognize that within
cleared it up.
ourselves.
Yes.
Okay. D'Antonio says sarcasm is a way to show true feelings without causing issues. Those that don't want to be problematic revert to it. Because every joke has some truth to it, right? And it's not always a good thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. It's a way. It's a sneaky way, right? I think it's quite sneaky to kind of go for someone what we call go for the jugular. You're really trying to get your point across, but it can be hurtful. So how do we know? And is that what we are looking at to determine whether or not sarcasm is healthy or not, or should be used?
Yeah. And let's say, as far as a joke, does a joke have to be sarcastic?
Okay.
A joke can be a joke, and like you say, some of it can have some truth to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't, or it could expose a lot, because that's what I like to do. I like to make like something real. No, ma'am, just in general. No.
I'm trying to catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay.
You've been told by the OG to behave. So she said behave in the comments.
Hello, Mama. I'm always behaving.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So okay, yeah. So that's that about the what are the impacts? Let's talk about the impact real quick on on a relationship.
Right. Because I think we have to definitely look at sarcasm impacting intimacy.
Yes.
When it impacts us where we're not able to really be friends.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because friendship is intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just sex, right? We all know this, right? Intimacy is far beyond sex, but when it impacts the friendship in the relationship,
right?
Where I may feel, or you may feel that you can't, you're walking on eggshells because you're gonna come with something, or what have you. Not you in general.
I'll make you self-conscious about something.
Yeah.
Let's say you say something about your partner has a particular flaw, but you mess around with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I say to Elaine. When we're trying to go into an area and it might be a little tight, and I say, okay, you too fine for that. Right. But I'll never say that in front of people. So who you saying it around? But if I was to say that, I'm not saying that in a cutting way.
Right.
But if I'm, because it happens also with children.
Mm-hmm.
You can make jokes about this and that and everything. For instance, in our family, we all got big foreheads. We got 8 heads, and we were like, you read my mind, and everything. Don't be reading my mind. Don't be controlling me through telepathy. We tripping, right?
Yeah.
But I had one child who was a little self-conscious about it, and I had to stop saying it. Yeah, I had to pull back on that.
Yeah.
Because if I love you,
mm-hmm.
So when it becomes abusive, when that's a issue, and it can cause somebody's self-esteem to be, your partner's self-esteem, your partner's worth, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Either way,
because a dose of sarcasm here and there may be okay, especially in a humorous fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But when it becomes continual, right? When it becomes an overabundance, the comments just are always coming. Then we're being hurtful, and like what you're saying, you have to be careful that you weren't drilling that, because that can make someone become self-conscious.
Right.
Right. And develop low self-esteem.
Because I like all that.
Right.
Yes.
So that's why I don't take offense, right?
Yeah.
Because if y'all knew me back in the day, When we got married, I was 92 pounds.
Don't take nothing away.
Okay. Okay, but I was 92 pounds after the
After
car
the
accident.
Yes.
And so by the time we married, I was 98, I think 97, 98 pounds. Okay, sir, 97.
Oh, I remember.
All right.
Yes.
You were standing on the scale,
It
but behind me, peeking over. But yes, so I have enlarged my territory, but that's his way of just gently saying, you know.
Okay, we got sarcasm in the comments.
Oh, who is it?
We got
Who
sarcasm.
is it?
You know who? None other than John Lavelle Nash. Understand? He says, so if I make a comment, this is sarcasm in and of itself.
What did you say?
So if I make a comment about your head, that's being sarcastic.
You mean Eric, right?
Now we're not gonna talk about his, John Nash. We're not gonna do that.
Yes, right.
And so so much
of my man, John.
I fire back. And then we gotta clarify that was for Eric. Oh yeah, okay, all right, I got you. You coming for me?
But this is what we're talking about, right? So sarcasm in friendships, right? It can be fun, right? It can be fun, and playful,
right?
And that's okay. And that's why we're talking about this definitely when it comes to our relationship, intimate relationships, and those that we love, and we love our friends too. But when we're really looking at if it's destroying a relationship with your spouse, this is what we're really honing in on. Mark and D says tone and what is said about the head.
It makes the difference. It makes all the difference. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank y'all for that.
Yeah, but see, he was already. So the thing about text and so on and so forth, there's no tone. You're missing 93% of the message.
Talk about it. Yeah.
We're not gonna go into a communication. Thing. Y'all got to sign up for that. Anyway, and also look, while we're in here, go ahead and hit that old like button. Go ahead, and those of you who are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And those of you who are in here, you like this content, go ahead and share it with some folks, right? And we're gonna start chopping them up in some small bite-sized pieces, so easier to share, shorts and whatnot.
Absolutely.
And everything. But yeah, go ahead and hit that old like button. Get them likes up and them subscribers. And we said it last week, we made it to 203. Okay, now some will say that's nothing. Okay.
Who would say such a thing?
Well, that is authentic.
Gotcha.
We didn't buy no likes. We didn't buy no, because some folks do that.
Yeah.
They buy these things and so on and so forth. So, but anyway.
Yeah. And we've been doing what we do for a long time and reaching a certain audience. And so this is where we're actually making it where it's reachable to the masses. Right?
Yeah. And two, for us, it's about the information.
Yeah.
It's about the information. Totally. It's about the services. It's about the assignment.
Totally.
Hands down.
Totally. Yes.
Right?
Well,
it's about the assignment. Hands down.
Yes.
Serving the people. All right. So back to that. Thanks a lot, Mark and D, for doing that share.
Yes. And so what? So when you're speaking of,
okay.
It's a John again.
Yeah, he's still going in. Dealing with everything.
Oh boy. Okay, so let's look at like when we're looking at our intimate relationship, the part of our relationship.
Let's go. You want to do 5?
Yeah, we can do 5.
Yeah, and then we're gonna let the folks go.
Yes. So of course we know that when it affects the intimate, the intimacy, right, the friendship, that's a problem. When it affects the trust.
Oh yes.
Right.
Oh,
so
yes.
When I may feel like it's causing me to not be able to trust, in Eric's, in what he may be delivering, right? Where I don't know if he's serious or not, right? And so I may feel as if he's attacking me, or he's really serious about how he feels. For instance, the remark on, you're too fine for that, right? If I feel like he's serious, then that will cause me to lose trust in, in him with, well, how do I know if what you're saying is that really how you, tell me how you really feel. Like they say it with your chest. Say, tell me what you're really thinking. So it will cause a level of distrust.
Right.
So I think that's worthy of really paying attention to as well, because those insults are what can become insults.
Yeah, and so is that an insult when I say, oh baby, or somebody parked too close to us? So I don't know, baby, I'm at the back. I can look like you're gonna be a little too fine for that. Is that an insult?
That's not an insult. Right.
So, and then the question would be, why would somebody be insulted?
They're the person that they love.
They need to call. They need to go to ericandelaine.com, book a session, and let's work on this relationship.
Absolutely.
All right?
Absolutely.
So the next thing, and this really deals with the public situation where you're saying, I wouldn't say that in front of, if someone was with us, we're out on a double date or whatever, I'm not going to say that because they don't understand the context. And I made that mistake, before, like some people, when they hear me talk about the pretty plate, some people, because they don't understand, because I never said my wife's food was not good or that my wife couldn't cook. But there's some people that, when I talk about the pretty plate, they internalize and think she can't cook.
Look at all this.
Yeah,
all this fineness. All this sexiness. What?
Hey.
You're making the pecs walk.
Make them pecs walk. Make a moonwalk. Right?
Oh.
Now, I'm eating well.
And so we do that, like in our workshops, and we do that. We use certain elements where we make it fun, right? We make it relatable. We make it palatable.
Yeah, right. It's true, and we are able. We have worked through it to where we understand it, and there is no shade.
Absolutely.
But when you do it in front of people, and using sarcasm as a tool for shaming,
yeah, when it becomes demoralizing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Making as if that person is worthless. I mean, the respect is going out. Would you say the respect is going out the door?
Yes. Nadia says, "Oh, he's eating well." Thank you, Nadia.
What you trying to say, Nadia?
Thank you, Nadia.
What you trying to say, man?
He's not missing meals, right?
Hey,
right.
She's responsible for this whole Stella Rosa thing.
Yes, thank you, Nadia. Yes, this is Stella Rosa Red. Yes, that's our girl.
Responsible.
Absolutely. When Mark and D says the plate story was so very relatable. Yes. Thank you, Mark and D. Yeah. And that's why we use it, right? Because we want people to know that, we're in this, and listen, we've had to overcome these, different areas where we learned each other, right? We've had to overcome
without the PowerPoint.
Without PowerPoints, right? without mentorship, so to speak,
right.
What have you. And we had a level of that when we first got married, which was
wonderful.
It was very beneficial. But, we do it because we want to be relatable. We're not here to say that we're above.
We're the expert.
We're the experts. No, we're the experts of this.
What's the intro?
Relationship.
What's the intro we use? We say that this country boy and this city girl, okay, from two opposites sides.
Polar opposites. Yeah.
Right? Both come up in single parent households. Right? Suffered a fatal car accident, twice fatal car accident, armed robbery, and a baby on the way from a previous relationship. I'll wait. So you're telling your business. Hey, listen, if we can work through all of that with the help of the Father.
Yes, absolutely.
Having a word, those single people, Single people that's that's on the call. If you okay, I'm not gonna do that. I got to deal with y'all special. But when you have a word,
Yeah.
whatever the issues are,
Mhm.
whatever
There will be
baggage,
issues. Now, there
yes.
will be issues.
Let's say you don't have baggage.
Mhm.
Just two people coming from different worlds, those worlds colliding, and you choose like the tectonic plates. You choose whether you're gonna make a mountain.
Mm.
The mountain is where those tectonic plates come together and they mesh and they go high.
Yes. You're growing together.
Or one in making valleys, one goes over the other,
Mm.
right? And they drown because in the valleys, that's where your water flow. Water's gonna flow to the lowest area. Whenever your lakes are made like that,
Yeah.
not to go area the science guy or whatever, but that's how they do. I love that illustration. Perfect. Because if one is going over, and that's what sarcasm will do. We'll have one going over the other.
Thank you. Yes.
The other person drowning in shame,
Mhm.
drowning in being demoralized, not wanting to show their face.
Yeah.
Susan Steele. If you check out her story, Susan Steele,
Mhm. Mhm.
that man used sarcasm like nobody's business. She's a woman who was on Oprah.
Yes.
And
in the 90s, I think it was.
yes, in the 90s. And I think her husband is out of jail now. But it took her a while to overcome the mental abuse, the demoralization that he done. And this woman was a beautiful woman. Not that, this should be done to anybody, but,
Yeah.
it can happen to anyone.
Absolutely.
And it really deteriorates
Yeah.
the
And
life.
and the fact that you brought that up, it's when it's the valleys, right? When one is over the other, that's power and control.
Power and control.
Right. So when sarcasm is being used to control the other partner, right? To control the spouse, that is of course when we know we need to back it up, right? Because it's definitely affecting the person that you love. And we never want to exhibit power and control because that is abuse.
Right. It took power and control. Am I experiencing all of you
Mm.
when
You
I'm
can't.
controlling you?
No, you can't. It's impossible.
It don't happen.
Right,
It's not happening.
right, right.
It's not.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's the piece on demoralizing the partner. It can't. So if what is your intent
Mm.
when you're using sarcasm? So this last thing is and I think this is where it's not when you try to use it as damage control.
Okay.
When you try to use it as damage control, it's like attempting to recover
Mm.
from a situation. Um, I'm trying to think of an example.
So, well, so it depends on which angle that you're taking with it. But yeah, if we're looking at it from the angle, of what you're saying, power and control, it's simply, where you're manipulating, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's manipulating the person to get them to do what you want them to do, and that is totally abusive.
Hands down.
And so this is how abuse can creep into our relationships, and we're not, many times we may not be fully aware.
Yeah.
Eric and I would tell our story about how we didn't realize that we were actually exhibiting destructive behaviors and abusive tendencies, even.
Mm-hmm.
When one of the biggest fights that we had after being married for 10 years.
All the children born.
All the children, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We had all the children and everything.
They got to come to a webinar for that.
Yes. But we recognize that, simply saying, we recognize that we were actually showing tendencies of abuse.
Yep.
And so this is where sarcasm also does the same thing.
Because you can be sarcastic. Oh, you just being too sensitive. I can't believe you're being sensitive. I'm just, that ain't even kind of gaslight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sarcasm and gaslighting, can kind of go together hand in hand.
Yeah.
Let me look at this. Let's see it. Oh yeah, Mark and D say, because from Third Ward on the good side, next door to the Washington, you sure right.
Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Yes, Third Ward on the good side, next door to the Washington. I love y'all. Love
Let's
y'all.
say I'm eating good because the motorcycle, I'm getting poor mileage on the motorcycle. Really? He's still coming for me.
He's coming for you. That's your.
I'm gonna come over there. It's been a little while since I've been over to the house, so I'm gonna come over there to the motorcycle gym.
The motorcycle
gym. That's what it's called.
Oh, that's what it's called.
That's the spot. Motorcycle gym.
Okay, so how do we? Let's talk about what we do exactly when we are. How does a person deal with sarcasm? Like if sarcasm is in the relationship, how do you deal with that?
Hey.
Hello, beautiful.
Hey.
Yes. We got one that's just entered home from the bad weather. Yes.
Don't say it. Got your child in trouble.
But yes, so how can a person deal with sarcasm? If you find yourself and you're dealing with sarcasm in your relationship, person. Right? Now, because this is, we kind of dealt with this from the angle of if you are the person that is using the sarcasm, right? And so how you should be aware, and like John Nash said in the beginning, right? Take responsibility. And so, yes, pull back. But then what does the person who is in the relationship, how should they deal with sarcasm?
So I would deal with sincerity, just like I did with I diffused. It was, I was sincere. Did you accomplish the vision that your statement was, sent out to make? Did you receive the, what you wanted to receive? The seed that you sowed. But truly sincerity.
Yeah.
Because one, they're trying to get a reaction.
Yeah.
And when you know that you're trying to get, the person is trying to get a reaction. Notice that maturity says this person is dealing with something. This person is saying something that is not. I know they're trying to trigger me. So there are other things that I can consider. Okay, maybe they're insecure about something. Maybe they're uncomfortable about something, and this is a go-to. So who actually has the power? And thirdly of all, I'm not giving anybody the power to make me change me.
There you go. Yeah. That's a good one.
That's something that what I used to say, extract buttons.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you dial up. I almost said a can of whoop anus, but no. You're not gonna dial me out of
your character,
my character, who I choose to be. Now, am I saying be a pushover? I'm not saying be a pushover.
Right.
You can be assertive.
But
in your sincerity.
I like that. And that's why I even applauded him, with our with my, little comments, my helpful, but with my sarcasm about his driving.
That's what it is. That's what it is, Jada.
We laughed about it. What?
That's what it is, Jada.
Ooh.
Right.
What is this?
Look.
But I like the way that
you call it your help. Yeah.
But you
because that took me too.
When he said, so did you accomplish what you were trying to accomplish with your comment, right? And these are things that you can actually practice, literally practice when you're dealing with someone who's sarcastic, right? There may be family members like, even in my own, where I had to do that as well, right? Where you literally, make sure that you are aware, and then you say something like what Eric did. Are you intention, or is it your intention to hurt me?
Yeah. Look, that was that brings me up this particular ministry we were working with. I was working with this ministry, and this brother was saying things over the pulpit,
the worst way.
and service after service,
Mm-hmm.
3 services. I tried to have meetings with him to make sure that the agreement that we had behind closed doors was still intact, because I'm hearing, when I listen for a pattern, when I continue to hear something,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get blatant with it,
Yeah.
it's in the open. I'm not going to disrespect you.
Yeah.
I have the power.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
right.
going to ask clarifying questions to be sure that I'm understanding what you're saying, and that you're
That's
trying to bring this fight in front of everyone.
right. Right. Mm-hmm.
I have no regard for service. Some people hide behind service
Mm-hmm.
or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
No regard for service,
Yeah.
because, that's something else. But I asked those clarifying questions, and I let it be known where I stood. I say, well, my resignation is effective immediately. Thank you,
So,
because if you want to put this out here in this, we've tried to handle this in a way. I was trying to reach you to handle this, but you want to do this in front of everybody, new people. People were not new, but young in the faith and everything. And you're saying these things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I need to be,
Yeah.
if you open it up in the open, then we're gonna address it in the open.
And so what you did was you created a boundary,
Right.
And that's important, right? To create boundaries when you're dealing with a person that is sarcastic. Create those boundaries, and we even practice that in our relationship, like where we would use code words. These are just little tips, right? Where we would use code words, like if you're saying something, because even in being facilitators and educators, right, on relationships, when we tell our stories, there are certain elements, like what we say, where we're able to say, okay, if you have permission to tell that,
Right.
if you have permission to speak on that, we can joke about ourselves, right, and we can joke about one another, but we can also create that boundary and say, when enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're dealing with a person that's sarcastic, you have that right to say what and do just like Eric did and what we do in our relationship. Say, okay, create a code word if you have to with the person that you love, and we would say things, one is, we have several, but one could be like, to the top.
Yep.
We're like, all right, to the top, meaning you're going overboard, right?
Too many details, Mr. Johnson.
Yes. So do some of those things. Those are great tools that we definitely giving you for free.
I'm sorry, and I done talked about that particular thing, and that's one of the tips is ask a sincere question.
That's it. Yeah.
Ask the questions, clarifying questions as far as why this person is saying this, and you don't have to have any sarcasm in that. No, because one, the good book says that if 2 people are arguing, no one knows who the fool is. So I'm not going to go down as the fool.
That's good.
I'm going to ask clear, concise questions to the point, because I recognize I've triggered you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say what needs to be said.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And you're enforcing respect.
Yeah. And I still respect this brother to this day.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And that changed the relationship, the dynamic of the relationship.
And that's the thing. It's either going to allow the relationship to heal further, right?
Right.
And to remain intact.
Right.
Or if a person is simply unwilling to be able to maintain that level of respect, right? It will cause them, to operate in the total opposite, right? And so, but again, we're talking about making sure that we're dealing with one another in a healthy way. And if we do these things, if we use these tips, right, then this is how we can maintain our relationship, maintain the intimacy in our relationship, the friendship in our relationship. And so, yeah, that's great.
With that, before we get to the close out with the comments and such and whatnot, listen, if you are a believer in the Bible, According to the covenant in the Bible, you have to treat your fellow man a certain way.
That's it.
Our Messiah said, love your neighbor as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He even went in as far as to label something like sarcasm is just as bad as killing someone.
Mm.
Matthew 5:22. If you ain't in that book, you need to go and get in that book.
That's good. Yeah.
So in order for us to function according to what we say we believe, I'm walking by faith. He know my heart. No, if your heart is bad, yeah, he know your heart is bad. And you're not functioning how you need to function. Understand that how I function with my partner was that Peter even said, as far as a man is concerned, deal rightly with your wife according to knowledge, so that your prayers are not hindered. Right? And I'm sure that goes both ways.
Well, the good book didn't say that.
And actually, that was a letter. So, I'm just saying, that's a letter.
Okay, yes.
So,
that does go both ways.
Yeah, it goes. She go get us up. Right? What in the world?
Yes.
But look, that is key. That is key. And that's something for us to understand.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because we can murder.
Yes.
With our words.
Yeah.
We can murder with our tongue. Yeah. And that is definitely something that we know that is in the scriptures, right? It is in the book that teaches us how to deal with one another. I love the way, you talk about, the 10 Commandments, right? And the, verse 4.
Verse 4 are about our relationship direct.
Yes.
Vertical relationship.
With
the last 6 are horizontal.
Yeah. That's it. So he's concerned with how we deal with one another.
Hands down.
And so keep that in mind when we're dealing with one another. And if we're with the person that's doing the destructive behaviors, whether it's stonewalling or martyrdom, or tonight, sarcasm.
And we ain't even talked about profanity. We ain't even talked about profanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let us go to the comments right quick as we sign off.
Because you opened up a whole other can of worms with that.
Yes. One way to deal with it is to hear. John Nash, one way to deal with it is to ignore a smart anus person who is being that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
All right.
That's true, John.
But at the same time, they getting a reaction, so you're satisfying what they're trying to get.
Yeah, but
now,
but ignoring is
definitely, you can yes, you can yeah. That's sort of swing both ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's good. That's good.
What else we got? It takes 2
to argue.
Yeah.
Well, no, until they come back down. Yeah, and that's something that I talked about in stonewalling. Back where I learned stonewalling, even I was doing that, it developed into a bad habit. A destructive behavior. But my sister, I used to, my second sister, I used to, let her just go. I would say what I needed to say and let it go. And man, that would drive her crazy because she want to fight, she want to argue. So, but anyway.
But you put that in place.
Yeah, I put that in place. Yeah. And man, look, I was so free in myself. I would go outside, ride bikes, go get me some musket knives and chill.
You going on with life.
I'm going on with life. She's in there slamming the stuff and everything.
Nadia says, when it was handed to me, I originally used to go back with it. I became better at it. 10 years, I decided not to even give it attention. Ooh, come on. That's power. That's it.
Took the power back.
Taking your power
back.
Right,
Mark
yes, that person may have low self-esteem, or low self-image. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Was helpful too. Yeah,
yes,
you're right. You're right. Because it shows the difference between men and women, right? And how we're wired differently. We're created. We're designed differently.
Yeah. Now the women slick with that mouth ball.
Oh, we definitely are.
But now let's talk about the book, because the book talks about it.
Oh, yeah.
He sure does. That book talks about, It's best the nagging wife or a woman that tears down her house with her lips.
Words. Yeah, with her lips.
It's better to dwell on the rooftop of your house than to live in a house with a nagging one. You know, it goes on and on.
Yeah, yeah.
What's interesting, we got some men like that too. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, y'all. So that's just a little bit. Listen, if you want to go.
Oh wait, we've got to hit this.
What's that?
Mark and D is talking about the profanity. Yes. We're not going to go deeper into it, but profanity is the lack of vocabulary. Thank you. Been there, done that, didn't get far. Profanity turns one away, but the propensity of learning new words brings attention to what you are saying.
Yep.
Thank y'all.
I wrote a book, you know, I ought to make that book digital. Yes. I wrote a book on what you're talking about and understanding, you know, just dissecting different words.
The origin of words. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The origin of words. One, the N word, on how is it amongst us. We can talk. It's like it could be a term of endearment, but we also flip and turn it into a demoralizing word, as it was used by the oppressor. And if you do an etymological study of that word, you will be surprised. I don't talk about a lot of that stuff on here, but you know, you will be surprised what you find if you do an etymological study of Niger. They just added a G.
See, you going
some other. Okay. Anyway. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. But yes, profanity is to profane, to act as though something is not holy.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. Okay. John says, get your fat self.
See?
On your body. Look how you spell fat. Okay, we're going to let him slide. With his sarcastic self, right? PHAT.
Man, I put seafoam in my bike on a regular to make sure that it's greased on the inside and the outside.
Yeah.
Chocolate Thunder be perfect.
That's right. But thank you for we love the humor, y'all. Y'all know we do.
Yes,
we don't take ourselves so seriously that we can't have some good fun.
Hands down.
Even if the joke's on Eric sometimes. No, if it's on us, we let y'all do that. I love you. I can do
that. Yeah. All right, y'all. Listen, y'all have a great evening.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you for stopping in.
And yeah, thank you. Listen, too. Again, like, share, and subscribe. And two, at the bottom, if you want to support or sponsor a couple, we have some couples starting next week that were so generously supported by someone in Goshen Group.
Yes.
Woo woo. Yes, they donated, and we were able to assist some couples. That are, you know, the pandemic is not over for everybody. Mm-hmm. All right, so. But the need is still there.
Need is always
so
there to maintain
feel free.
Relationships.
Hit it up. You can go to our PayPal. That's streaming right there on the screen. That's $ Eric Elaine, or the PayPal me, which is paypal.me /E² on life, or E2 on life. All right. All right, catch us on here, and in the description is all the areas, all the places where you can reach us.
Wani Radio. Yes. Don't forget about Wani Radio, especially if you're not able to sit down and watch us on YouTube or Facebook. Tune in. We're on Wani Radio on Thursdays. Twice on Thursdays, and all the details. Of course, we'll make sure that you get the details. But thank you, guys. It's been another good one.
Well, thanks, John. Go ahead and do that.
Yes.
Right? It's been another good one. Look, glad to have been here to serve you. But you guys go and have a wonderful evening.
Yes.
And we'll see you later. Signing off. Peace
and multiply blessings. Later.